Tin Chat once again, joined as always by the radio play-by-play voice of the Fort Wayne TinCaps, Mike Maahs. I am Justin Prince, and Mike, it's been another week for the TinCaps. We're just gonna say that it's been another week. I think that's the best way to say it. Obviously, to kind of recap last week, things ended pretty good on a pretty positive note for them with our friends from South Bend. The TinCaps ended up splitting the 6-game set with South Bend and really looked good there on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with a walk-off victory. I think it was there on Friday, Mike.
Yeah, and it was the 5th series in a row that Fort Wayne has either won outright or split, and that obviously is a season high. We always talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good 5 series in a row now that have either been split or won. That's the good news.
Yeah.
The not so good news is the fact that they've had a rough start to their 6-game series at Lake County.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're getting to that part. Obviously, it's like I said, it's been a week, Mike.
Yeah.
Obviously the start to the series over in Lake County precipitated by a couple of more roster moves for the Fort Wayne TinCaps. Noel Vella's gone, Edwin Bencomo's gone, Matthew Acosta are now gone on top of the guys that were traded away.
And left-hand relief pitcher Ryan Oak, who has been on the shelf with an injury, he has been reinstated and was assigned to Lake Elsinore. So those are 4 components that have seen time in Fort Wayne this year that are no longer here. And there have been some reinforcements that have come and a couple of pitchers we've yet to see. But I guess now is the time what you call learning time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because realistically, and we have to be honest to our viewers, it will take a miracle if the TinCaps want to make it to postseason.
I was going to say, I love them, but I don't see that one happening. But no, like you said, rough start to this series. They dropped the first 3 over in Lake County. Wish we could have shown you highlights all week. That's a story for another time, Mike. We don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But talking about some of those reinforcements, Mike, Albert Fabian, one of them. He's come up, and he's the average doesn't quite show it. Obviously, hard to do that in as few plate appearances he's had, but 2 homers already in his time here with the TinCaps, and looking forward to seeing some of the other guys that they've gotten up here as well.
Yeah, Carlos Luis has seen some time at first base.
Yep.
And he's got the potential for some power. He just hasn't been able to get it here in Fort Wayne. And then there's a handful of pitchers that have come to the Fort. And for the TinCaps, they still have to play for pride for the rest of these 27 games, counting tonight's game.
Yeah.
But they also have to look ahead to 2023.
I was going to say, if anything, this is a nice little audition for some of these guys that have gotten called up here recently. But, certainly looking forward just to seeing some of these new faces and seeing what they can do. And, seeing if maybe there's a little bit of a different life, a little bit of a different spark behind the team.
One person who already has created a bit of a different spark is Joshua Mears. We talked briefly about him last week, but he now, through 3 games in the series with the Captains, a team-high 13 home runs. And one of them has come on in this series. 12 of them have come on the road.
2 of them have come in this series. He
2
had
of
one
them,
on
that's
Tuesday
right,
and
Tuesday and Wednesday. And he's been put in center field. When he was here the first time around earlier in the season, he was primarily in right field. Well, with the departure of Robert Hassel III and the departure of Corey Rozier, now he's getting a chance to play. And what we're seeing so far, more patience at the plate. In the 3 games he's played thus far at Lake County, he's 4 for 9 with 2 of the 4 hits, a home run. And he's playing a solid defensive center field.
He really is. And speaking of, obviously, for the rest of this season, Mike, like we mentioned, 12 games left here downtown this season. It all starts next Tuesday.
Yeah, the Dayton Dragons. And you talk about a team that has gone from the penthouse to the outhouse. That's Dayton. Lansing's in last place in the second half. And the TinCaps at 17-22, and Dayton is 4 games behind Fort Wayne. So it's a final chance for payback. They have controlled the season series. But here's that one last 6-game chance for Fort Wayne to try to even the score. And it starts next Tuesday. And I need to remind people, too, that starting next Tuesday and Wednesday for next week's series, and the final home series of the season against West Michigan, the Tuesday and Wednesday games will start at 6:35 and not 7:05 because kids are back in school.
Yep. So there you have it. 6:35 for Tuesday and Wednesday games here for the last 2 weeks. Looking forward to 12 more games downtown and just a few more weeks left of Fort Wayne TinCaps baseball for the season. That's going to do it for another edition of TinChattin, though. He is Mike Maahs. I'm Justin Prince. Elijah and I will be right back after this.